Hello, my name is Caroline Rinaldi from Guadeloupe, French West Indies. I'm happy to share with you my experience on stranding management and at sea distressed marine mammals. I have been working on marine mammal and sea turtle census and monitoring for 20 years in the Caribbean. The organization I am involved in, Association Évasion Tropicale, is the coordinator of the French National Stranding Network for the Guadeloupe Archipelago, French West Indies. I have been trained by the French National Stranding Network, the Center for Coastal Studies, the NOAA, the ECCN, and the IWC, with a specific training on disentanglement of large whales. This presentation has been prepared in the framework of the CARIMAM project. This project aims to strengthen the network of stakeholders involved in marine mammal conservation in the wider Caribbean region. One of the objectives is to strengthen capacities among the CARIMAM members. This presentation is the third of four dedicated to marine mammal stranding network strengthening. You will find here some guidance to respond to strandings or at-sea distressed animals. Each stranding is unique and the response you will give will be unique. You won't deal the same manner with a 2 meters long dead dolphin or a huge humpback whale stranded still alive. You won't respond the same way to a single dolphin or a pod of 36 pilot whales stranded. Or if the place of stranding is a very crowded beach or if it is isolated. To cope with unforeseen circumstances and provide the best response, you must set up an efficient organization. You will see some guidance on that topic in Chapter 1. Then you will have to get to the heart of the matter, adapting the response to the type of stranding. This will be Chapter 2. Finally, I will show you how we deal in Guadeloupe, French West Indies, an archipelago where strandings remain rare. So rare that each response has to be quick and efficient to collect relevant data for a better knowledge of these animals and the threats they have to face. So first, you have to be organized, to be informed and able to respond to an event. The goal is to be informed as rapidly as possible to provide rapid and effective action, specifically in the case of alive animals. In the case of dead animals, carcass decomposition is very rapid in our tropical latitudes, so the sooner the better. Nowadays, some people think about making the buzz on social networks. They should understand that this is crucial to first report their sighting to the stranding network. The stranding network must be well known and identified. A unique telephone number must be distributed, for example, by posters on the beaches and in the emergency services, such as fire brigades, police, townships, etc. Stranding events should be reported to local authorities and medias. And also, of course, officials have to be in the loop, as you will have to collaborate with them. You can, for example, draft a special guide for them. When an observer reports a stranding, ask the name and the mobile phone to be able to call back. Ask the exact location of the event and the accessibility. Ask how many individuals are there and along with their average size and weight. And you can ask also for a general photograph. Warn the observer not to touch the animal and to stay at a safe distance because of health risks. Notify also to keep pets away. tell what response you are going to give and the average time it may take for you to intervene. Finally, call local officers or one of the Stranding network to verify the information before you get to the site. If you think you will have to deal with only one stranding per year, you can certainly do the business by your own. However, a stranding is never as easy as you thought, so you have to be able to organize the response very quickly, with equipment always in order and ready to go, and additional human resources if needed. It is therefore necessary to list the available resources that you can count on and request if necessary. A pyramidal organization is necessary for an optimized and efficient management of strandings. We are going to see in the next slides the role of these different entities: the commander, the site coordinator, the equipment coordinator, and the trained team. The incident commander will be the one who will organize the response from the observer call to the end, that is data and sample storage, as well as a report and press release. He or she will provide the site coordinator and the team in the field with the needed resources. He will also connect with the authorities and with external experts. Be sure to get the entire equipment before leaving to a stranding site, and first of all, safety equipment: glasses, gloves, masks, boots, and cleaning supplies such as disinfectant. Also, you may need water, as you are going to stay on the beach for hours, and one change of clothing. On-site coordinator is certainly the hardest status. He or she has to face with the stranding itself, the environmental issues, the weather, which is usually warm in the Caribbean, and the crowd. He also has to find the best option for the stranding response, taking into account all the parameters, including the tourists and the resources available. He also needs to be experienced and self-controlled and able to manage the field team. The stranding network must be able to count on the support of the authorities. They can help with equipment, personnel, authorization, they can contain the crowd, etc. It is then very important that the network is officially recognized by them. The field team is made of rescuers, data collectors, and completers of documents. The role of everyone has to be well defined. It is very important, as the team will have to deal with the public's sensitivity towards cetaceans, which is sometimes exacerbated. So they must act with professionalism and self-control. Dealing with the public and the media is another important thing to consider. Do not let public, media touch the animal and approach too closely. Place a security perimeter if necessary. Ask the help of the authorities if necessary. Do not give information slapdash. Explain your actions and the procedures of response. It is better to say, we will explain the situation and will let you know the results of investigation when done, via a report and a press release. In most cases, you will have to request authorities to get equipment and sometimes machinery, to move the animal in a safe place or to bury it, and also to help collect samples and dispose the carcass for a large whale. Each stranding is unique, but the main categories of stranding cases are dead small cetacean, alive small cetacean, dead large cetacean, alive large cetacean, mass stranding, and multiple stranding, and also alive large cetacean entangled. You will be able to find many internationally recognized procedures to help you in that process. We give here as an example the technical sheets produced by the French Stranding Network and inspired from the Marine Mammal Ashore, a field guide for strandings. These sheets can be found on the CARIMAM website page dedicated to strandings. Dead small cetaceans are not that easy to deal with, as you will have to deal sometimes with putrefied carcasses and or to collect data and samples in poor sanitary conditions or in inaccessible areas, etc. Alive animals are always crucial cases. You have some recommendations here and guidance, such as how to protect the animal from the sun, how to position it on a stretcher, and how to lift it. And another thing you have to keep in mind is that in the case of a live animal, you will have to deal with the sensitivity of the large public. In case of a dead large cetacean, the commander and the site coordinator will have to work very closely to find the best options and actions, in particular regarding the disposal of the carcass. Several options are available, such as let it lie on the beach, bury the carcass, tow it to the sea, compost it, etc. All this should be conducted in close collaboration with authorities. And an important issue is to take into account sanitary risks. Alive, stranded large animals is the case no one wants, as most of the time it is not possible to take it back to the sea. So you only have two options: waiting for the animal to die, monitoring it night and day, or euthanasia if a vet is available and agrees to do that. It is a sad and sensitive case. In the case of animals distressed at sea, if the animal is weak because of a pathology or an accident, all you can do is to call the emergency center at sea to prevent boats from collision. If the animal is entangled at sea, and if you are trained and authorized, you may attempt a disentanglement. And that's what we are going to see. If you attempt a disentanglement, safety is the primary issue, as well as high self-control and professionalism, expertise, knowledge of the animal and its behavior. You need special equipment. We recommend to not do anything if you did not attend the IWC training or if you never proceed to a disentanglement. Also, keep in touch with stranding networks with experience in that topic, such as the IWC. They will evaluate the situation, give advice, dispatch an expert, and or send a team if necessary. Never go in the water to try to disentangle by yourself, even just to have a look. And finally, never publicly disseminate the event before and during your attempts. Mass stranding is a major challenge. It is crucial in the case of a live animal, but with more promising chances of returning to the sea and survival than in the case of an isolated animal. You can find here some tips regarding this case. For example, give a code to each individual, then determine its condition, which individuals are dead, which are alive. Ask for veterinary help if you have alive animals. Deal first with alive animals and with those with the greatest prospect of survival to release them to the sea as quickly as possible, and then proceed to the external and internal examination of dead animals. And to finish this presentation, I'm going to quickly give you an overview of the work we have performed in the framework of the Guadeloupe Archipelago Stranding Network since 20 years. The Stranding and Distress Network of the Guadeloupe Archipelago is part of the French National Stranding Network, which is coordinated by the Pélagis Observatory at the University of La Rochelle. The Guadeloupe network is composed of 20 volunteers, among which are scientists, naturalists, authorities, and veterinarians. They are trained and habilitated by authorities to manipulate marine mammals, which are protected species in France, and to collect and transport samples. Members of the network have also been trained by the IWC and are habilitated to disentangle large whales. And they have an experience on humpback whale and sperm whale disentanglement. Strandings remain rare in the Guadeloupe archipelago, and the other just like in the other territories of the Caribbean. And we had only 79 cases in these 20 years. Here you have some results of stranding data analysis for the Guadeloupe Stranding Network. You can see here the species, the stranded species, and you can see that stranding particularly concern the bottlenose dolphin, the sperm whale, and the beaked whales in Guadeloupe. And you also can see that entanglement is a major issue in our waters, despite the fishing industry being artisanal. And pathology is the other main source of death for stranded animals. The response to stranding is high, as we intervene in 97% of the stranding cases. The data and samples collected on stranded animals in Guadeloupe have permitted to conduct many studies, such as bottlenose population genetic and contamination, or the identification and quantification of the main threats to the populations. So we really encourage you to develop a stranding network in your territory or strengthen it if it needs to. Thank you very much for listening. I have a special thank to give to my colleague Nathalie Ward, who's been highly involved in the strengthening of stranding networks in the Caribbean region. And finally, if you're looking for more information regarding stranding response, you will find some in these documents here. And of course, you can also take a look at the CARIMAM website on the page dedicated to strandings. Thank you very much.